Hello and welcome to Are You Geek Shake. We're going to talk about the Dungeons and Dragons Red Box. Bum bum bum. Da, 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 da. Stranger Things box set. Now, I am not going to go into what's in the box, what's in the box, what's in the box, what do you get. It's cool. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of other videos out there talking about it. I'm just going to tell you my thoughts on when I actually DM'd this for a group of players. I actually had seven, seven players go through this. Out of those seven, I had a couple who had never played Dungeons and Dragons before, which is really cool. So it was a really good way to see um, how the character sheets rule set, how it worked. I did make a mistake though. Instead of starting right in the throne room of Tristan, like it recommends in the book, I always like to do a little role play, and I walked them into the valley and I explained things they were seeing. And the problem is my experienced players started looking for clues right away of what was going to happen, and so I sort of outfoxed myself when I ran it. If I run it again, I just start the group right in the throne room, right with Tristan, and then just read through it as is, and I think it'd be pretty good. The good mixed characters that are in the box, and what is nice, you start at third level, which is cool. First level D&D is sort of tough. I mean, usually when I'm DMing, I'll throw in a really simple encounter just to boost everybody to the second right away, to help them along. But the game itself played real well. I was actually happy. Everybody had a really good time. They liked the Stranger Things feel of everything. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers ahead. There's troglodytes in the caves that you first encounter. If you're a new DM, take the time to really read it and understand it. A couple things I had to adjust on the fly, like with the troglodytes. They have a stench attack, which is pretty cool, so that's sort of fun to play with. But at a certain point, you meet the leader of the troglodytes, and you're supposed to sort of parlay and work something out. But up until that point, but before then, you're running into these things and you're just beating the crap out of them. So what I did is, instead of having this counter with the leader right away, when we ran into it and then tried to parlay, I started, as the party was defeating the troglodytes, I would have some of them flee and get away or whatever, and they told the leader there's this powerful band of adventurers coming. So he started trying to, when they finally reached that leader, it was with a the leader was ready with sort of like a white flag of surrender. So the group knew, okay, we're not, this isn't a combat encounter. We can parlay with this thing and chat with this thing and figure out what's going on. So, and that worked out pretty well. But the book doesn't really explain that. And if you're a new DM, I'd almost think the party would just sort of be in the hack and slash mode the whole way. You go through these cavern encounters, and it'd be tough to sort of back them out of that mode. But again, it was well written, as I normally do when I run my adventures. What I like to do is I write in the book, so because I'm evil that way. So you probably really can't tell, but I have notes. I highlight in the yellow and make little cliff notes. What's going on? You notice with the maps, I'll sort of write what's in the locations and things. Oh, that camera's not picking that up too well. But you'll see I highlight, so I know what's going on when I do my read through. It makes it easy to DM. You don't have to. That's just sort of a personal thing. But the adventure plays really well. So it is a nice introduction. Again, if you're a new DM, no, I think it's a little sticky in areas. There's a point where you're dealing with riddles, which is always interesting. There's a point where you're walking through this maze, and it's up to you as the DM to decide when enough is enough. Even with the amount of players that I had in the game, I had a high number of players. Excuse me, cold. We did it in one session. It took us about 4.5 hours to get through the game. And I didn't really rush anything or push anything. Everything pretty much flowed naturally. But again, I'm sort of experienced. Some of my players are experienced. They were aware of spells and abilities before we played. You might want to break it down and do like maybe 2 hour sessions, 2.5 hour sessions, 2 3 hour sessions if you're like totally new. But it was still fun. I mean, when they got to the park about being in the upside down, they were totally digging it. It was sort of cool to be able to peel in descriptions from Stranger Things, how that looked, and they were able to sort of mentally pick up everything that was going on. So it was fun. It was a good adventure. I mean, definitely pretty linear. Not like the other D&D box sets that are out that have, you know, a sandbox feel. This is pretty much A to B to C to D, and then you beat the big bad guy up at the end, and hopefully you live and win and get the loot. So it's, I don't know. For me, it was like a classic dungeon crawl from back in the day when I first started playing. So I really liked it. So I mean, I give it a B plus A minus. I mean, the only reason it's challenging is again just because there's some things where the DM has to make a personal call on when to move forward with the adventure and things like that. And but the encounters are balanced okay, and I even let the party sort of level up. Before they got to the big bad guy, just to give him a little more juice, and I added some extra hit points to the big bad guy in the end, and so it was fun. It worked out very well. So all in all, I'd say if you're looking for a fun way to introduce a group of people using the Stranger Things as a way to get involved, it's the way to go. I mean, again, the box includes the dice, includes everything you need. The book comes with the rules with it. Again, well done. Wizards has this pretty much, I think, down pat now. But all in all, it's a good adventure. It's a fun night. All my players liked it. No one died. We did have people multiple times going down, having to make saving throws and things like that, but that's to be expected, and that was okay. So anyway, keep it in mind if you're going to have a party. It'd be a great thing around a birthday party or a special event also. So just, there you go. You know, follow me, like me, and if you don't mind, if you could subscribe to me, that would be fantastic. And thanks for watching the video. Are you geek chic? I know I am. All right. Thanks. Take care, and I will catch you all soon.